In our last episodes in the Glenwood Canyon recovery, teams fought the Grizzly Creek Fire and braced for impending mudslides known as debris flows. Next up, the threat becomes a reality as massive debris flows strike the canyon, surpassing everyone's worst fears.
Actually, Grizzly Creek, it was not the biggest fire in Colorado. It just happened to burn one of the most sensitive places in Colorado, where we have this critical infrastructure pieces tucked in this narrow corridor, the I-70, Colorado River, and the Union Pacific Railroad.
The next summer of 2021 brought new challenges for Glenwood Canyon. Recognizing the massive scale of the burn scar and the heightened risk of flash flooding, CDOT partnered with the National Weather Service to establish a new safety framework. Together, they developed advanced forecasting tools to monitor incoming weather in real time.
And we were able to put in 11 rain gauges within the Grizzly Creek burn area. And so we had 11 different points where we were monitoring in real time rainfall that was happening, and then we could pair that with radar.
These tools became the foundation for a proactive response plan, allowing CDOT and its partners to scale operations based on the severity of the forecast.
The terms we used were forecast, monitor, adapt. And so the forecast was forecasting the rainfall threshold, that's what the USGS did. Forecasting the weather, that's what the Weather Service did. Monitor, that was kind of what CDOT was doing.
When a flash flood watch was issued, crews and equipment were staged at key closure points, ready to act. If a flash flood warning followed, I-70 through Glenwood Canyon was immediately closed in both directions, and the canyon was cleared of all travelers to ensure public safety.
My name is Erin Walter, and I'm the service hydrologist for the National Weather Service out of Grand Junction. I believe I heard comments or saw comments where there just a little rain in the canyon, that can't do any harm, but boulders the size of a house or a semi could come barreling down the canyon walls. That is very destructive and deadly, and I think that most people assume that that won't happen to them or that it's just some water falling down, and they don't realize how strong and dangerous debris flows can be.
You know, what we had was really impactful to the community, and it was really unpredictable. And it was really challenging for people to live through and plan around when the interstate could close at any time for any length of time.
You know, you don't really understand how interconnected you are until you have to be. Until it's easy to say, oh, that trip to Costco and gypsum, I can put that off or whatnot. But then you go to the grocery store and you find the shelves are not barren, but are certainly empty of things, and you start to get concerned.
Really emphasize the importance of doing what we could to limit the number of closures, but at the same time keeping everybody safe. And that was a really hard balance. If you're too conservative, you end up having closures where nothing happens. It was so impactful, and it's hard for people to understand why the canyon's closed when nothing is happening.
The system was put to the test in late June 2021, just 6 months after the Grizzly Creek Fire was contained. A series of intense monsoon storms battered the fragile, burn-scarred landscape, triggering the first wave of post-fire damage.
It's still closed for cleanup after 2 mudslides buried the interstate over the weekend. First one was Saturday afternoon, and then again on Sunday. Another slide, same area. The debris flow from the second slide was 80 feet wide and 5 feet deep in places. It shut the entire interstate through there for more than a day.
Throughout July, relentless heavy rains unleashed massive debris flows. Mud and rocks slammed into the canyon and highways, damaging bridges and choking the Colorado River with tons of debris. CDOT repeatedly shut down the highway to keep the public safe, placing extreme demands on local maintenance crews. Then a powerful afternoon storm in late July triggered widespread flash flooding across multiple drainage basins. The most severe impacts hit the southeastern area near Cinnamon Creek and Devil's Hole.
Hi, I'm Roland Wagner. I'm the Region 3 Central Program Engineer for the Colorado Department of Transportation. And we'd set up a camera, like a temporary camera, above the Cinnamon Creek complex to keep an eye on that. And the feed from that camera, and it looked like just black oil running down. It was all the burn scar and wet soil. The berm was protecting the facility. We were feeling good about things. And I get a call from TJ Blake.
TJ Blake, Deputy Maintenance Superintendent for CDOT out of Grand Junction.
And he goes, have you seen what's going on there at Devil's Hole? I'm like, no, so I go to that camera and I'm like, oh wow. The resident engineer, Andrew Knapp, he's downstairs and he pulled it up and I said, I think we need to go out there and look at this.
At the Devil's Hole, a massive surge of logs, boulders, and mud tore straight into the Colorado River. The debris partially dammed the river, forcing the roaring water over the Glenwood Canyon bike path and dangerously close to the eastbound lanes of I-70.
And while we were standing there along the parapet tube rail you could hear boulders tumbling down. You could feel the vibrations in the wall.
It sounded like a distant thunderstorm. It was deep, rumbling, rolling of boulders in the channel of the river, really driving home the power of the water.
I remember it kind of put us in our place, like we're really kind of insignificant in all this. This is what Mother Nature can do.
Next up in the Glenwood Canyon recovery, a catastrophic event cuts off Interstate 70 after crews experience what Mother Nature can do, and a courageous story about a local traveler trapped in the debris.
Time happened where the whole car went black. It just felt like a slap. All of a sudden, it just covered my car.